Hello YouTube, Jathan800 here. So today I decided to do a video on the Paradox Q&A for the dev team from Hearts of Iron 4 on the Gotterdammerrung DLC. It was on the Discord, but I haven't seen anyone actually post a video on it. So let me just quickly disable streamer mode. And yeah, I haven't seen anyone do a video on it, so I will cover all the Q&As. So our first one is, I've seen an assault gun designer in the game. Germany has it. Will there now be a difference between self-propelled artillery and assault guns? So the developers answered, the new self-propelled super heavy howitzers are not considered armor in any way and are not part of the tank designer. They utilized a new extra collateral damage stat that allows them to cause extra damage to fortifications. So that might be an interesting addition to your assault guns. So first, I have never really seen people use assault guns. They what is it? They have less breakthrough. I think sometimes they're more expensive, but I just never see them use tank destroyers sometimes, but they aren't assault guns. But I do know some people actually do use them for the extra soft attack. I just never found it worth it for the considerable loss of breakthrough and no doctrine stats helping you. But we do have the new self-propelled special super heavy howitzers. That's a special project thing. But it appears they might only cause extra damage to forts, so not sure how useful it is, but it might negate Maginot and the new Stronghold ones. Alright. Besides the example showcased in yesterday's dev diary with the Reich commissariats, is the contested ownership system used elsewhere in vanilla HOI4? Answer is no. So, if you don't remember contested ownership, basically it's to make sure your surrender progress on the country you're invading doesn't change because you decide to release a nation in there. Will Hungary be able to change sides in a war like Romania? And they said no, and 8 people dislike that. Well, kind of makes sense. Hungary did get couped and was forced to join the war. But I do know that there's going to be another question thing on that. Having to switch between OBS and this. Alright, will there be new technologies? Nuke techs are now mainly special projects, but yes, there are a few more than there used to be in techs. If I remember correctly, from one of the dev diaries, there is nuclear missiles. There's from which was, what is it called? Enjoy hearing a lot of us. One of the dev diaries, there's nuclear power plants, commercial nuclear special project. It's like a ton of your nuke stuff is special projects with new stuff. But according to this, there are a few more nuke techs, which is kind of neat. And still scroll. Alright. Will the Land Cruiser be any better than regular tanks? Because right now it doesn't seem rewarding to spend more time researching it. Or maybe it will have some niche use. The answer is it might not be super reliable at first, but there are plenty of modules that get unlocked via tech and other projects. And technologies unlocked by a project that will make them better. So Land Cruisers can become formidable beasts over time. I can believe that they might be pretty powerful, but from what I can tell, they have like near railroad gun levels of production cost. Well, probably not that extreme, but they are extremely expensive. And they're going to be like support companies similar to super heavy tanks. It just seems like there might be more of a hassle. And people will just continue to use medium tanks, but this is for the meme anyways, right? And is this in the thing? There you go. Will there be any new naval technology from the update? And the answer is yes, there will be special technologies related to unlock special projects. So, I can add to this, the midget submarines and cruiser submarines are now going to be special projects. So any country can have them. There's also those anti-sonar tiles you can research. The UK has Project Habakkuk, the ice carrier that's like a mile long. And I believe they did mention that it would be like an actual floating airbase where you can launch land planes from. So actually that would be pretty useful. But I think there are a few other things too. Like I think there was a special type of battleship I think I saw from the Belgian dev stream. But yeah. Let's go down. Will we be able to mine our own special projects? And that's a yes. Will Germany be able to coup the Horthy government and replace it with the Salazi one? And that one is a yes. And so Hungary may not change sides, but Germany can flip Horthy from unaligned to Salazi. I'm really great at Hungarian names. To the brown ideology. Alright. Can we expect some bonuses to assault guns and self-propelled artillery, which Germany mostly used in the later years of the war? So, all they are going to get are MIOs from, well, Germany's only going to get MIOs. Otherwise, not really. So, we're going to still have to deal with crap breakthrough, but they should still be able to melt infantry in single player. So, how is decide what alternatives paths are done? The developers say usually we decide for the alt history branches based on what seems fun to play and what seems plausible. There's also an element on what we can actually find information on at play as well. So basically you're not going to get some wacky, crazy, fringe alt history. You're just going to get semi-plausible ones. Like the Pope taking over, clearly. Alright. Well, to be fair, it's gotta get the EU4 LARP. Same with Byzantium, if that's the case. So, next question is, I saw in the dev diary yesterday that some of the Reichskommissariats got some new flags. Example, Ukraine. Will it be for others as well? And the answer is all arcades have their own flag so that you can tell them apart from each other in lists, etc. Yeah. In the current game, they all share Germany's flag, so it is quite nice to have them have different flags. Will the AI revamp help make peace deals better? The answer is no, because the AI revamp they're talking about is force concentration, and that only concerns with troops actually fighting. So, this question is, can you tell us more about the new collateral damage stat? And the answer is some artillery, for example heavy howitzers, can now spread additional damage to fortifications in that province during combat. So heavy howitzers are a good way to smash forts, especially with the Fortress Buster commander ability. So basically, you get Manstein, you get self-propelled artillery with the heavy howitzers, and the Maginot Line becomes a joke. And possibly with all the stat bonuses, I bet you will be able to get positive damage if there's a fort on a tile, which would be actually kind of hilarious. Alright, what has been the most challenging part of the DLC to develop? And what they said is all DLCs has its own challenges, but one thing is the sheer scope of this DLC. We're adding quite a lot, in my opinion. Or in their opinion, I should say. Secondly, getting Germany just right is a challenge as well, and something we're working on daily to tweak and get the balance right. Yeah, you really have to get Germany just right in a World War II game. So, don't yeah, don't destroy me, but Germany is technically the protagonist. They are the bad guy, but the protagonist's definition is just the main character. They are the ones initiating all of the events, aside from like Japan and Italy. The allies are designed to react to Germany and the other Axis powers, to be fair, but yeah. You gotta get Germany right, otherwise the game's gonna be whack. What's your favorite country rebalance in the upcoming DLC? And they said Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein confirmed, possibly. When it comes to countries, I'm not sure if they're actually gonna get a tag. There is Volleberg, and I know in Kaiserreich, or Kaiser Redux, I mean, Liechtenstein, Alaska can actually purchase it, I believe. So, who knows? I do know that there are like some generals and political advisors relating to Liechtenstein in the game, but eh. Our next question is, will there be changes to nukes, and if, what will be new? And they said, we've changed how to drop them, and they also have lingering effects on the state they are dropped on. This has been shown semi-recently, so it'll be via raids. You will have your planes, you will have your rate of a chance of success, and then you're going to click launch, and hopefully all goes well. And then you get like, once the nuke drops, you get like minus 50% of everything possible on that tile. So nuke bad. Alright. What are the new states outside the European continent? And Sujata has Arabia been reworked into tiered formable. Alright. So states such as Place in Kaiser Wilhelmsland has been added. Arabia has not been reworked now, but there happens to be a future DLC where it would make a lot of sense to do. Yeah, Arabia DLC I believe is coming next. I forgot which quarter it would be, but it's coming relatively soon. It's in the expansion pass, so that'll be neat. It'll be a country pack, so I expect it to be like a Battle for the Bosphorus or a Trial of Allegiance. Whoop. Alright. So we got the Belgium Focus Tree sneak peek. Well, you can check the dev diary. This was made before the Belgium dev diary. So, how long would it roughly take the average player to get rid of the economic debuffs from prioritized economic growth focus for Germany? The developers said that's a tough question to answer. I think you can rush it and have it done in roughly around 1938, but that also leaves you doing some other focuses. It'll leave you with slightly less factories compared to the 4-year plan in the same time frame, but you'll be pumping out more stuff soon enough. I'd say that a normal player, you'll complete most of the branch in 1939. So, if you don't remember, Germany has two possible economic choices. One of them is continue MIFO, 4-year plan, do rapid development, but your economy's on a ticking time bomb. And if it gets too bad, everything starts going down the drain and everything explodes. Prioritize economic growth is you nuke your economy immediately by just getting rid of MIFO bills and such. But then you would just rebuild bigger, better, and at the end you'll have more buffs than you would do with MIFO. But you nuke your early game industrial growth. Alright, so we got how do you get all the secret information about Germany to make a replica of a tank prototype, and they just said we have excellent spies and a fully developed spy network. The next question is, are we getting eastern-western Rhineland borders and Eupen Malmedy? If not, why? And they said they aren't doing any mini-states. And I don't know what to think of this, because Danzig is one tile, Katowice, I think, or... Yeah, I think that's the one where one of the German Polish ones, that's like 2 tiles. Luxembourg's technically one tile. They keep mentioning Liechtenstein, but I believe they don't have a tile for that. But come on, you could have the Rhineland state borders follow the Rhine, but eh. Also, Eupen, whatever that place is, the German-speaking region in Belgium, the tile for it is named. Like, you got the state, and then you got those little tiles or provinces. One of them is actually named. You don't see it on the map, but if you click it, it does have a Eupen Malmedy. So I think good enough. Alright, our next one is, will there be any minor reworks to German states other than Baden? And they said no, unless you count Kaiser Wilhelm's land. Next one is, why with Austria we cannot puppet Liechtenstein? Any reasons? Also, can we divide the current Germany as in the past before the unification? Okay. So, Austria can't puppet Liechtenstein, but can interact with it, and I believe that is via the political advisors and generals. So we got, will Burgundy be in the list of Reichskommissariats? Because you got the TNO people, and there is at least one way of creating Burgundy, and I believe they're talking about Belgium forming Burgundy by themselves by doing independent brown ideology. So I do not think there might be a chance for TNO LARPers to make a Ordnungsstadt Burgundy or whatever, but just play TNO and stay in TNO. I don't like that mod, but that's my personal opinion. So in the Gotterdammerrung Pass reveal video, you said that we will be able to customize arcade territories. How will it work? The developer said though the arcades have starting territory, you have to control to create them. A lot of them have attached decisions that appear after they have been created that can give them more territory. Deciding, for example, what arcade should own the South Ural area or the American West Coast, for example. Now, I do hope they have one for Ukraine, so you can have Romania get its land that was promised in real life. Because I believe currently, RK Ukraine actually controls Bessarabia, which would hamper greater Romanian ideals. Insert joke about Romania stealing and getting its, what is it called? Oh, well. Joke failed because I can't think of words. Alright, will there be new formables for Germany? And they said yes. For one, you can balkanize Germany and then work to unify it again. Other than that, you have a bunch of new names and stuff for different German state configurations. So, basically, if you see the videos and such, you can actually see some of the German states like Prussia, Hanover, all of that. So, have fun with German Confederation LARP, or Holy Roman Empire. So we got, will helicopters act as planes or will they be part of normal divisions and they are support companies? Seems legit. I believe like in TNO they are also as support companies. Have there been any modifications to the late game experience as a whole, seeing that a lot of content was added? This could be in terms of adding new things to research, improving late game performance, etc. In terms of new content, there are several special projects and technologies unlocked by special projects that are meant to be for the late game, 1944 to 45 onwards, which will hopefully add more things to do and ways to progress and develop your war machine in the later stages of the game. In terms of performance, our code team managed to preserve performance after all the new mechanics and content introduced with the DLC. So, basically what they said is there's more stuff to do late game, and it appears that they are trying to make performance just as good as this current patch. So, that should be fine. Will the arcades have some unique content? Will they have a generic focus tree? And they will have generic focus tree. How will you keep the new minor trees that get historically defeated / annexed like Austria and Belgium interesting to play as a player without being too challenging to play against? And they said this posed a very interesting challenge for making Austria. In Austria's case, it even goes as far as being wiped off the map, not even exiled. So as for that, I made sure to make the build-up interesting. We also make sure that whilst the AI might fold or fail, it should be possible for you as a player to hold, at least for a while. For Belgium, which I didn't design, made by another dev, he made sure to actually keep how to make the Belgian post-capitulation as a design pillar to guide how he designed the tree. So for Austria, you have the whole Anschluss mechanic things. You have to keep your army strong. And you have to have fully strength divisions against Germany's fully strength divisions to hold it off. And the problem is you have the treaties, which makes it to where you can't train new divisions. And manpower issues, which is also painful. But you could be fine with that. With Belgium, that country feels very LARPy. Like, many of the focuses are there to create a story. And I just find that kind of an interesting gameplay aspect. It's not really much gameplay. I think this is how they balanced Belgium. Is you have a lot of focuses, like telling the story of, you got your government, it's corrupt. Then the government collapses. Elections are held. And then you can choose between these, and then you can keep going on, but oops, your government has an issue, and then you have to change governments. Why does Belgium have more government changes than France in Hearts of Iron 4? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Well, yeah, I think that part's interesting. What new formable nations are coming with this DLC? I can, of course, only speak for Germany, but you have the Socialist Volksunion and the Greater Proletarian State. Interesting. And if Austria refuses Anschluss, will Germany still get cores on them, and how? And the answer is Germany can gain cores via other ways. And then you got Austrian forming the Danubian Federation, and that is done via focus and not a decision. Will the new Habsburgs be used in pre-existing trees? Some like Karl Pius could be included in the Carlist path or the Mexican one in the Mexico focus tree. For now, stuff hasn't been implemented. Next one is Germany getting new cores? Which ones? And they technically start with one more core, and there are several different formals they can create and get cores from. Which ones, we'll find out. So, will it be possible to occupy or puppet your allies like how Germany did to Hungary and Italy historically? And there are few different ways things to do this, and they said yes. So you got Hungary and stealing Italy's former puppets if they collapse in civil war. So you got the new raid system. They do not replace spy operations. That is seen in the dev diary for raids. How impacted will the Italian focus path of the Pack of Steel be? Okay, that one was complicated. I tried to fix it. How will be impacted the Italian focus path of the Pact of Steel? I tried to fix it and then it just jumbled up. So I'll just read it as is. And in general, will focus of other nations have micro rework about interactions with Germany or Hungary? So a few things have been changed relating to German diplomacy focuses. And they are not using shadowy figures. So if you live in some countries, the German leaders are censored and you have shadow portraits, which I personally find kind of funny. But apparently they're trying to not use any shadowy figures. That might keep people happy. Alright, so how many countries will receive landmarks? For example, will Ottawa get Parliament Hill, Beijing Forbidden City, Taj Mahal, Red Fort? Most majors will start with one, such as the Reichstag or the Kremlin, and Brazil has the Cristo Redentor. More may be added alongside future DLCs. That'll be nice. More flavor. Will any other nations other than the main ones in the DLC be getting minor updates, aka small focus tree adjustments, new decisions, formables, etc.? And they are saying that they will update older content, so even though there won't be real new paths or branches, we do tweak them here and there. For example, we've made special projects compatible with the existing nations. Next one is, will Slovakia get a focus tree? And the answer is no. So when replacing the leader of Germany using the inner circle, does it cause a civil war? And no. There will be a stability hit though. So this one is explaining the difference between expected number of factories put on consumer goods and consumer goods factory factor. And there's this. I don't want to go into it all that much. Very mathy, but if I remember correctly, and do a quick skim. So expected is what you get from your mobilization law, and that's going to be the bare minimum, basically. And then consumer goods factors, they build on top of that. So will countries like Czechoslovakia also be able to form the Danubian Federation? And the answer is no. Only Austria and Hungary can do it. But Czechoslovakia can still form the Austrian Empire. Or Austro-Hungarian Empire, I believe. And the next one is, will Hungary be able to core Carpathia and the southernmost state in the Transylvania region in this update? And Hungary will be able to core every pre-Trianon Treaty state they possess, including South Transylvania. Check out here giving us this one because the bot broke. Question bugged. Alright. Will there be any other scientists added to other countries? And they responded with yes. Yeah, that's basically it. And there's generic ones too. So will Habakkuk be a mobile airbase, or will it act like a floating harbor that's unsinkable? And it is just a mobile airbase. And you can fly non-carrier planes. Will there be a reversed Anschluss achievement? And we'll find out. Will the Hungarian Soviet Republic have a decently sized focus tree? And yes, it is huge. Pretty nice. And then you have mothership parasite aircrafts. That is basically, you have fighter being carried by a bomber, and then the fighter detaches from the bomber and then does fighter things. So basically, they are just going to be ultra long range fighters with decent combat stats. So we got Reichskommissariats. Will there be incentive to form them? And yes, it is to keep Mephobills from exploding on you. And the hardest thing that Number Sky, because we have no access to the link, was the Anschluss mechanic. Will every nation have the possibility to research super heavy tanks such as the Rat, or does this only count for Germany? So everyone can make it basically, but only Germany has it called the Rat. So we got a Stronghold Network special project. It will increase maximum fort level, because fort levels have been adjusted based on terrain and such. And it also increases local supply and causes the enemy to suffer from attrition when they're on it. Will Austria be able to core Germany? And yes. Will Spain get any scientists? And the answer for that is all the major countries will get some. And some minor countries do get some too, but they didn't say exactly for Spain. And Germany can't attack Italy for South Tyrol. Alright, so what's the difference between the usual fate of Czechoslovakia and the new integrated Czechoslovakia focus that's under the non-Ribbentrop branch for foreign policy? Basically, this the new one would be safer, and Britain and France can't tell you no. So you can just get them, just absorb them peacefully after boosting ideology and such. Will the mouse be replaced by the rat? That is no, because the mouse is a super heavy tank and the rat is a Land Cruiser special project. Is a bad German man going to be in charge of the protector of Bohemia and Moravia? And no, they're gonna have Blazkowicz. Pretty sure he is a general. Can we have a small sneak peek at the Congo focus tree? And it's right there. Will the Congo be able to form a united Africa? And they may have the ability to do that. So we got the inner circle stuff, and you can switch between which are going to be the main three, and then you will let them do their focus and such. So yeah. Can Austria form the HRE? And yes, Austria will be able to form the HRE, but only in certain branches. And the evil Austrian man can form Reichskommissariat Netherlands. Well, not form, but be the leader of Reichskommissariat Netherlands. And can you see how to do this? Hey, who's that weirdo there? Alright, so on a post I saw, there will be buildings that represent landmarks. And yes, nukes will be able to destroy them. Alright, so we got this loser here asking a question, and it says, how does the AI respond to another AI using force concentration? Will it divert troops to a potential offensive? And the answer is the defensive behavior is largely unchanged. It will scramble to reinforce and plug any gaps, but you should see more counter-offensive behavior from the AI. What does that mean? Maybe the AI is improved on the defensive somewhat. Maybe if you're pushing a lot in an area, they will try to cut off your salient. Is that too much hope? Maybe. We'll find out, I guess, when the update comes out. So yeah, that has been the entire Q&A 1 of the Hearts of Iron 4 Gotterdammerrung DLC from the dev team. Yeah, 33 minutes. Been a talk and a half, so thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, you know the deal, and this is Jonathan 800 signing out.